Hello students. So now in this video let us we discuss about the phylum Chordata. So in previous video we discussed regarding the non-chordata and their phyla, right. There are 10 phyla up to sponges to, that is Porifera to Hemichordata, right. So now the next one is, that is phylum Chordata. So the phylum Chordata features also we discussed. So now classification, in this video let us we discuss about the classification of chordata, right, phylum Chordata. So already that is the phylum, the as per the taxonomic hierarchy. So phylum, below that kingdom, phylum, next subphylum. So there are subphylum. So these are the subphylum, there are 3 subphyla. So we here, that is Urochordata, and next one is Cephalochordata, next the third one, that is Vertebrata, right. So these are the subphyla under the phylum Chordata. So previous in earlier study there was one more subphyla, that is Hemichordata. So that was actually cancelled in here and it is kept under the non-chordata as a phylum, right. So now Urochordata and Cephalochordata are primitive type of chordates, they are not advanced like vertebrates, right. So these vertebrates are advanced, we can say, but here compared to this these are not advanced. By their characters we can identify the differences here. So these are called what you call Urochordata are also called tunicates, what you call tunicata, commonly called as tunicates, right. Next these cephalochordata are referred as the lancelets, right, lancelets, understood. So these are common names we can say, and vertebrata are called craniata. Clear cranium is developed here, right. So craniata we can say, right. Next these subphyla, when you observe the examples here, so that is for Urochordata, Accidia we can say, Sulfa, Doliolum and Herdmania. So what we call Herdmania is also called sea squirt, these are the common name, and these are the examples what the Accidia, and next one is Doliolum, you can pronounce it as Doliolum, right. Next Herdmania we can say, sea squirt. These are the examples comes under that Urochordata. Here examples are, the bronchiostoma we can say, and they are also referred as Amphioxus and this lancelets, right. So these are the common names, and this is what the example name of that example, commonly known as Amphioxus, right. And here there are again from Pisces to all mammals. So all examples comes under this one. Again there is a big classification, again what we call divisions are there, and superclass, class, subclass, right. So in this way category is there. So as per the taxonomical hierarchy we will see it later. First we will clear these two. Even both are together we call it as protochordates, what we call protochordata. So we referred these terms as a protochordata, right. So here see here the Urochordata and Cephalochordata often called as, means they are together we call it as a protochordata, what you call protochordata. Both are marine, they are marine forms, right, you remember this is what I have written here, applicable to both, right, for Urochordata and Cephalochordata. So these are together, we call it as, both are often referred as the single name, that is protochordata, means these are primitive type of chordates, hence we refer it as protochordata, and exclusively marine forms. These urochordata and what we studied here, the examples what we mentioned here, the examples all are marine forms, right, they are aquatic marine, right, there is no example for the fresh water, we can say, right. Next, the notochord, regarding notochord. So, as we know that notochord is absent in case of hemichordata, notochord was absent, as you know, the notochord is one of the important and fundamental character of the chordate, right. So, that notochord, regarding the notochord, so there is a presence either that is whole in the body or partially. So, here notochord in urochordata, that is present only in larval tail. So, in the larval tail it is present, yes. So, which is present in larval tail portion, not from head to tail. So, only which we observed in tail of the larva, right, in the tail portion the notochord is present and remaining part there is no. And so, here one of the important mechanism is takes place, that is what we call metamorphosis. If there is a larva becomes adult. So, lot of changes, morphological changes will takes place. So, that set of changes which we observe now, that phenomenon is called so metamorphosis. So, here the kind of metamorphosis which is called reverse. So, that is what retrogressive, what you call retrogressive metamorphosis, we can say, retrogressive metamorphosis, and or otherwise we term it as retrograde metamorphosis. Why we call it so? See, metamorphosis means usually from larval stage to adult stage, there is a changes which we observed in morphology. There is a lot of changes which may observe. For example, you can take the frog, right. So, later on we will discuss frog. So, how it changed its larval stage to adult stage. See, in a larval stage its body is flat, of course, and there is a tail is present, but limbs are not there. But in case of adult frog, tail is absent and limbs are formed. Such a many changes which we observed, a list of changes which we observed. So, even their habitat or even their morphological structures or even in food habitat, so many organisms are showing that metamorphosis, one of the what you call phenomenon or a process between this larval stage and the adult stage. So, here what happens, metamorphosis is said to be retrogressive or retrograde. Here progressive type of metamorphosis is observed in cephalochordates, but in case of urochordata, so that is retrogressive. Retrogressive means, so already it may be advanced, the organism may be advanced, that is become a primitive. So, during that some changes which we observed, right. So, the changes which we observed, that is this presence of what you call notochord in a larval stage. Larval stage is advanced here said to be, okay, comparatively. When it become adult, or so it is a primitive, again it goes to primitive stage. So, it is what reverse metamorphosis, we can say, reverse metamorphosis, because it will lose when it become adult, okay. Actually, it is a advanced character, notochord, presence of notochord is an advanced feature of organisms, right. So, in larval tail it is present, but in case of adult, when it become adult, so that may disappear or disintegrate. So, this is what the reverse kind of metamorphosis, right. So, only that is also present in a tail part of that larva, but in case of adult when you observed, so that is become absent, right. So, hence it is referred as urochordata. Uro means related to tail, urochordata, that is notochord, hence the name is urochordata. Only notochord is present in a larval tail, you remember, in a larval tail only it is present, and it is not persisting throughout their life, right. So, throughout their life it is not persistent, right, that is not permanent. So, when you compare the same character or feature, so with the cephalochordata, what happens here you see, so that is present from head to tail, present from that is extended from, usually that should be the notochord means it will be in the anterior region, in the dorsal side it is present, of course it is dorsal side, but here that is extended from head to tail, which is continuous up to throughout the body length. So, that is there, right. So, and it is present along the life, means throughout the life, whole the life, what you call a lifespan. So, that is present, hence we call it as a persistent. The notochord is here, the notochord is persistent throughout their life. So, that is what in the cephalochordata, right. In cephalochordata we observe that persistent and it is complete, the head to tail, right. So, which we observed this type of what you call which is progressed, means which is developed, right. So, that may develop into a vertebral column. So, usually in this case vertebral column may not be formed, here it is formed completely. So, but it is not a retrogressive, it is a progressive one. Metamorphosis is progressive here related to this features, right. So, the changes are become advanced from larval stage to what you call the adult stage when you compare. So, some changes are advanced changes which we observed here, but here advanced become primitive. Already that is existed, but it is become disintegrated or degenerated, means it is become primitive kind of characters they get. Okay. So, such changes we call it as this is the retrogressive metamorphosis. Here they shows cephalochordate shows progressive metamorphosis. So, these are the kinds of metamorphosis also you remember. So, this is what the and only the one of the difference you remember this, it is in Urochordata there is a presence of larval tail, and here in Cephalochordata it is persistent and the which is extended from head to tail. This is what the what you call this is what Protochordata, we call it as Protochordata, primitive type of chordates which are comes under these two subphyla. So, we studied here, and with examples you can remember this character, and let us see the vertebrata, this subphylum vertebrata compared to all these phyla or subphyla. So, this is what advanced, right, advanced we even we people, that is human beings, including human beings, and from fish, Pisces we can say. So, from Pisces to yes even what called there is a Agnatha is there. So, Pisces starts with here superclass. So, Agnatha means the mouth is what you call without jaws, mouth is without jaws. Let us we talk about this in detail now. Yes, see here there are two divisions we made here in the vertebrata subphylum. This is the subphylum vertebrata of phylum Chordata, right, here Chordata. So, under this subphylum vertebrata, remember subphylum, and next subphylum is divided into two divisions, Agnatha, this is what the Agnatha, right. So, here it is referred as a Agnatha. So, A means here absent. So, it indicates that absence of jaws, without jaw, these are referred as without jaw, right. So, jaws are absent in these animals. So, hence the class name here superclass is not there, directly you can go for the class. So, what I have taken here division, next the hierarchical range superclass, above the class is superclass, and next superclass is divided into number of classes, right, class. So, you can take classes, right. So, here superclass space is not there. So, which is not divided into superclasses, directly there is a one class we observed, that is what we call cyclostomata. What we call cyclostomata. So, the cyclostomata are showing that without jaw, circular mouth is there. So, they are also of course aquatic only, and they are mostly marine, right. So, they are also marine forms, and jaws are not there. what we have two jaws, upper jaw and lower jaw we call, no. So, that jaws are absent, cyclostomata. Cyclo means what? Circular, circular. Stomata means here mouth. In animals, when you stomata we referred. So, it is indicates that presence of mouth, stomata, right. So, cyclostomata, circular mouth is there without jaw, right. So, that is what the class comes under Agnatha. That is a division name. Division is Agnatha. Another division is Gnatha stomata. Gnatha stomata. Gnatha stomata, right. See, Gnatha stomata is the second division here. So, in this jaws are present with the jaws, right, with jaws. There are upper and lower jaws are present. So, that is considered as a gnathostomata, right. So, these gnathostomata, that division is again classified into two superclasses here. One is Pisces, superclass Pisces, and there is a tetrapoda, yes, tetrapoda, right. So, Pisces has pins for their what you call locomotion. Pins are present here. There is a presence of pins, paired and unpaired pins may be observed here, and here tetrapoda means there are presence of 4 limbs. Tetra means 4 and poda means limbs or legs for locomotion, right. So, hence the name is tetrapoda here, and these are the pins for their locomotion. Based on this, the superclass is there Pisces and that tetrapoda. Pisces is classified into two classes. So, that is Pisces are classified into, yes, they are classified, they means here Pisces, superclass Pisces are classified into two classes, that is chondrichthyes, chondriocytes. The name comes from actually the cells, the particular cells. Chondriocytes means which makes the cartilaginous tissue, right. So, the endoskeleton system of these animals are made up of cartilaginous, right. The endoskeleton is made up of cartilaginous, hence we also called cartilaginous fish, and endoskeleton of this second phylum, second class, that is of superclass Pisces, right. So, ostichthyes means osteocytes means bony cells. So, which makes the bone tissue. So, this makes the endoskeleton in that fish, right. So, bony fishes and it is cartilaginous fishes. These are the two classes belongs to superclass Pisces, right. Next superclass tetrapoda has 4 limbs as I explained. So, this tetrapoda is again classified into 4 classes. So, that is amphibia and reptilia, next aves, mammalia or mammals, mammalia. The class name is actually here mammalia. You can take it as mammalia, commonly called mammalia, and commonly called the members are called mammals, right. Amphibians, reptiles, aves or mammals, right. In this way the members are called, but class name is amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammalia, right. So, amphibia means frog example you can take, and which is present in both water and land. Reptiles, they are creeping animals, crocodile, snakes, etc. Here also some limbless may be also exceptional. Here also we observed the limbless in the reptilia, snakes, right. Aves, a pair of 4 wings are formed into wings. 4 limbs are modified into wings, and in mammals, so upper limbs and lower limbs or front limbs and hind limbs we can say. So, this is what the there are classes: cyclostomata, chondrichthyes, ostichthyes, amphibia, reptilia and aves, mammalia. These are comes under the hierarchy, taxonomy hierarchy, that is classes. Next to that higher level is superclass. So, but in Agnatha superclass is not there, directly class we have taken, right, as per the classification. So, this is superclass Pisces, and tetrapoda comes under the division Gnathostomata, right, Gnathostomata, and these two divisions are comes under subphylum, that is vertebrate. right, and these three subphyla are comes under chordata, right. So, again we will discuss the remaining features of particular this what we call divisions, superclass and classes. Thank you, students.